Oh baby, I hear the blues are calling. Toss salad and scrambled eggs. Quite stylish. Fraser, man. It's got to be one of the best sitcoms to come out of America in the 20th century, man. It doesn't matter what kind of a day I've had. Just give me a double bill of Fraser and my day is set. I swear to God. But anyway, enough of my sitcom choices. Today, I want to talk about a thing that I really didn't know the meaning of until this morning. So you have to forgive my ignorance, you know, but at least I'm admitting that I don't know shit when I claim to know shit. But anyway, a little backstory. I got a comment from someone on my Uncharted 75 Legacy 5 with the star video. And he basically asked me box for box. And there's me, you know, like Superman saying, yeah, sure thing, son. Done deal, son. Thanks a lot. And that was that. I noticed that my subscription count went up by 1 at that point. So it was kind of deduced that it was coming from him. But then I think it was around 10 minutes later, I realized that the subscription was taken off. And I was asking myself, well, what am I doing wrong? Have I offended this guy? I don't know what I'm doing. So I just left it at that. I didn't even stress it, sweat it. And after watching Fraser this morning, I decided to actually Google to find out what does box for box means. And it's simply a variation on the whole sub for sub thing. It's not necessarily subs for subs. It's basically channel for channel, where if you look on the right hand side of your channel page, if you are if you have a gaming channel up, you would basically see that there are featured channels, recommended channels on the bottom right hand corner that YouTube implements, and then you have the sets of channels that you've more or less favorited, for want of a better word, amongst your friends and major channels. And the whole box for box thing is for them to feature your channel in that section and for you to do the same for their channel. That's basically what it is. And me thinking that I knew what it meant and not knowing what it meant cost me a subscription basically. But it's all good, you know. And it kind of opened things up where I looked into that and, you know, just tried to check out, you know, who kind of had my back, so to speak. And it was pretty comprehensive. I mean, I looked at that and I realized, you know, who was promoting me as a smaller channel to theirs, and, you know, or even the same size channel as theirs, and who just didn't promote me whatsoever. Now, I don't have an issue with that. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm just one of these type of people. It's like, I smell the bullshit and I move right along, you know, because it's bullshit, you know. You can't basically smell bullshit and say, well, that's bullshit. And everybody can, you know, and people, really? Is it bullshit? I ain't got time to even stand around and even answer that question. But, you know, people do what they basically want to do. They have their own agendas. And it justifies the fact of the video that I put up in relation to XPs and subs and, you know, gaming channels are competitive with one another, because that's the reality. You know, we're all competitive with one another, so they have a right to do what they want to do in pursuit of their channel being what they want their channel to be. You know, I'm not sweating that at the end of the day, you know. So I don't want people to basically think that I'm hating on them because they're not giving me no support. If you don't want to give me no support, it's fine, you know. Some of these dudes are young people. They're very young people, and when they get to my age, I'll probably be dead. So it doesn't make no freaking difference. Sorry to be morbid, but it's the reality of the situation. Yeah. So what do I think of the whole box for box thing? It's the same as sub for subs for me. You know, whether or not it's going to draw more attention to your channel, it all depends. You know, it depends on the type of channels that are featured, you know, because there are going to be people who have, you know, a lower subscription base channel asking for help. I mean, you know, you have a 15 subscription based channel asking an 89 subscription based channel for your help. And at the end of the day, you know, it's going to help them because people look on your channel. More people will probably look at your channel. But for me, trying to get help from a channel who's got like, 1,500 sub count base or a 2,000 sub count base, they're looking for bigger channels to help them. So it's all relative and it's all tiered. You know what I mean? So it's down to the individual on what they want to do with their channel. That's the point I'm basically making, irrespective of whether they help you or not. If they're just being tokenist and just basically putting your shit up there, it has different meaning for different people, and that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's just what it is basically. Box for box, I wouldn't even get too hyped up in that shit, because even when I disable the recommended channel of channels that have millions of freaking subscribers, who at the end of the day, who I feel doesn't need the promotion, doesn't need the little support that I'm gonna be giving it, I mean, major channels like EA and Rockstar, yeah, I'll give them the support because they've given me games that I've had the most pleasure in playing, and I choose to support them and bring their company and their games to new gamers' attention, because it's not just going to be veteran gamers that's going to keep this thing up. It's new gamers as well. The count of people getting into gaming is going up all the time. I think it's around what, 1 billion people now that's playing, and now half of the count is women playing computer games, whether it be on the tablet, whether it be on the PC, whether it be on the phone, whether it be on the console. They still make up the numbers, and that's a lot of strength right there. So that's why I put up certain big channels on my page as boxed channels, for want of a better phrase. So if someone basically asks you a box for box and you don't know what that means, that is what it means in a nutshell. And it's up to you whether or not you want to do it or not, because some of your friends will do it. Some of your friends will claim that they will do it. Some of your friends won't do it for whatever reason, but that's nothing to really rock up a friendship over. You just smell the bullshit and move right along. Simple as. Anyway, I'm playing some Uncharted 3 co-op. Anyone who knows me knows that I'm a huge co-op fan. I love playing co-op games, bringing gamers together. One thing I do not freaking like is when people get all competitive with co-op gaming, as you well know. And just going to give you a rough commentary as to my type of gameplay within it. At this moment, 2 of my teammates are in Stuck, and I'm going to end up in Stuck as well, because this hard hat is going to jack me up in a minute. Boom! Mouth full of gun butt. Anyway, moving on. Come on. Okay. Right, the mode is survival. Okay, survival, I go down the hole and I go down to the exit that is more brightly lit, because there's guaranteed to be 2 people spawning from there. So I'll get one there and I'll get the other one there. Okay. Now, if someone else in the team I see doing that, I let them do that. You know what I mean? Because they know how the game plays as well. But in survival mode, in the fort, I tend to stay in the hole and play. And if you notice how I play, I always play from a flanking position. Now, if there's anything that pisses me off more than anything else, is that if we're both going for an enemy, which I do not have no qualms about, do it from a flanking position. Please do not stand in front of me and keep up that shit. It pisses me right off to no end. There you go. Blow up that shield. Get some money. Okay. And you notice that it's a game that I jumped in. And if you jump into a game and the money that people are earning is pretty high, the best thing you can do is just to leave. You know, just leave the game. You know, because they worked hard to get the money, and if you come in and basically help to let them lose, you won't be favored. You know, I try to be a gentleman in the whole thing. But then you have some knobbies that just want to be freaking competitive. Now, look, as you can see, with my teammates, I try to create distance. Look, flank, there you go. One front, one behind. There you go. That is the best way to deal with enemies. When you flank them. When you all go for the same people, even if everyone knows the spawn points of the enemies and stuff, you know, that's more of an advantage than us knowing the spawn points and we're all going for the same people in the same place. As you can see, look, see, a right angle flank. Right? I don't try and jump in front of people, so I don't want people jumping in front of me. You know, the kills doesn't really matter. It's just the way the kills are made. Survival, stay down the hole here. Go to the brightly lit exit. Guaranteed 2 people will spawn from there. 1. Okay, get the RPG first because he stands to give you the most threat. See? And you can see that one of my teammates is shooting behind me, which is cool. I don't have a problem with that. That's all good. But it's when they jump in front of you. I think that's why I rage so much in this game. Okay. So on the 4th level, every time there's survival, I go down the hole. Go down the hole. What does that sound like? Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm in this part of the map. And that way we have a better chance of getting all the enemies at one point. And we're close enough together to heal one another if we get unstuck. Now you see, Emoticoni just made a freaking mistake and tried to hit a walnut with a freaking sledgehammer. He saw me behind him shooting his helmet off, which is all that is needed for me to melee his ass. But, you know, one can be forgiven for small fuck-ups. It's the big fuck-ups I just can't deal with. Okay. Right, so there you go, look, flanking, best way of dealing with enemies. Because once you have 2 teammates on either side of an enemy, the enemy doesn't know which freaking way to go. And the odds are that whatever way he goes, one of us is gonna have the advantage over that enemy. And that only makes sense. But when you have these freaking knobheads that always wants to freaking run in front of you and kill those same enemies, it not only puts them at risk, it puts you at risk because it leaves your defenses open. But they're not thinking about that. Give me some money. Okay, let's go. Right, see? So even though I'm going right close, I'm going in from a different direction. So he still has the scope to hit the enemies from a completely different side, just in case my ammunition runs out. See? You see? You know, I'm not trying to cramp his start. You know? Just waiting at the side, looking for the pack, which is dropped down the hole, and I'm going back. Okay, deal with his ass. Okay, deal with his ass. Oh, okay. So whenever you get a choker, climb up on a crate, because he will not be able to climb up for whatever reason. I mean, these are tricks that, you know, it's old news to a lot of veterans, but if you just picked up the game, you know. So all these guys, chokers, if you jump up on a crate or anything that's higher level, they won't be able to climb up, which gives your teammates time to come and rescue your ass. See, and as you can see from the stream of the bullets, where the offense is coming from, so you can always be at a good vantage point and flank. I can't emphasize the technique of flanking enough. Okay, so now survival, down the hole, go to the most brightly lit exit, which is not there. It's always at the brightly lit exit, because sometimes you can get real confused when you go down there, jumping from a light place into a dark place. So it's an easy mistake to make, but always go for the lightly lit exit if you're not sure, and you're guaranteed to get at least two enemies spawning at that point. Okay. And as you can see, my gun of choice is the M9. But once I got that freaking pack in my hand, man, that's it. Problems. There you go. Okay, what's gonna happen there? Okay. Yeah, I might as well stay down here. Best place to be, because the enemies are going to come to us. Can't get to a high point. Got his ass. Got 8 more to get. Drop my pack. 7 more to get. Alright, gonna try and save it. Oh, no. My teammate saved his ass without me trying to put team medic on. Okay. Regenerate. Got 3 more, 2 more. 1 more. And this is gonna be the final one. There you go. And done. Whoop the enemy's ass and save my teammate's ass at the same time. And that's how you basically get into a co-op situation on any map. You know, from the spawn points in all the different maps, that's where it applies, and just play as a team. That way you can just get through the whole freaking level nicely. When you have a greedy motherfucker in the map, that's when it all falls flat. And there you have it. Anyway, and until such time, happy gaming, and I'll catch you guys later. Rhythm has left the building.